Well, 2 years of relentless Israeli bombardment have damaged or destroyed more than 78% of buildings across the Gaza Strip, including schools, hospitals, mosques and homes. Entire neighbourhoods have been wiped off the map. Israeli bulldozers and excavators have flattened block after block, leaving behind 61 million tonnes of debris. More than 7,500 tonnes of unexploded bombs are believed to be buried under the rubble. The UN says it could take about 14 years to clear the explosives and make Gaza safe again. Well, local authorities in Gaza are demanding that international help be offered to the Strip, be allowed in immediately, so that the recovery and reconstruction can properly begin.
We need spare parts for all machinery and equipment, from generators to solar panels, batteries to tyres, oils and lubricants. The shortage is sharp and sheer. We also need water and sewage networking pipes, water tanks. Above all, we need vehicles and heavy trucks together with heavy machinery required to remove the debris, especially that thousands of dead bodies are still buried under the rubble. We have to offer them proper burial.
Well, Andrew Moore joins us. He is the Halo Trust's Regional Director for Middle East and North Africa. He is in London. Thanks so much for being with us, Andrew. Just to explain to all our viewers, Halo Trust is an NGO that focuses on clearing landmines and other explosive devices. And clearly there is a massive job ahead here in Gaza. 7,500 tonnes of unexploded bombs there. Can you just give us an idea of the scale of what we're talking about?
Good afternoon, Tom, and thank you for having me today. I think, if just to set a bit of background, Halo Trust is perhaps best known as a landmine clearance organisation, most famously when Princess Diana walked through a minefield in Angola. But throughout our history, we've been dealing with bombs and other explosives in urban areas. That's more than 37 years of work. And West Kabul was built on our work. Many of the cities of Angola have been rehabilitated based on that. And we're working in Syria right now, dealing with pretty much exactly the same urban problems that we will encounter in Gaza. So although the task is huge and it's extremely concentrated in Gaza, it's not new to us. And the key thing is we need to be there to support the humanitarian sector and the reconstruction industries so that as they deliver humanitarian aid and start to rebuild Gaza, and this goes from individuals rebuilding their homes to major organizations rebuilding on a large scale, rehabilitating infrastructure, hospitals, schools, etc. We need to be there when explosives are found to deal with them quickly. So the scale of the problem means that we need to scale our response as well. And ideally, we want 100 explosive ordnance disposal experts, bomb disposal experts in Gaza as soon as possible so that we can allow the safe facilitation of aid and rehabilitation to be established unimpeded.
Right. Well, just on that, we're seeing that people are returning to areas that have been decimated, especially in the north of the Strip. So at this point in time, how safe is it for them to do that right now?
I think we have to assume that if you're interfering with rubble, if you're starting to dig in the ground, this includes the many farmers in Gaza as well. We think of it as an urban strip, but there's a lot of farmland there as well. You have to factor in the potential for there to be unexploded ordnance and bombs buried. So I think the pervasiveness of this threat can't be underestimated.
Right, you say that you want 100 bomb clearing experts in there as soon as possible. Have you been given any indication at all that that's going to happen soon?
So we've applied for access. We've had a small team attached to the UN last month. I myself was part of a team that was working in Gaza earlier this year, during and during the ceasefire. So we're hopeful that we'll be able to start. It'll be a small start initially, but we'll be able to quickly accelerate the pace of entry. And if we receive the funding we need to accelerate our response.
OK, just looking a little longer term, how long is it going to be until Gaza is safe for people to be, I guess, go anywhere that they're able to?
So I think we need to bear in mind what we mean by safe. So, for example, we're still finding lots of Second World War ordnance here in the UK, and especially in places like Germany. And so there'll be a problem for decades to come. But our aim is to make the return, the humanitarian delivery and the reconstruction as safe as possible. And if we look at the Egyptian plan from earlier in the year, that was a 5-year plan to rehabilitate Gaza. It's an ambitious plan, $53 billion. We should be led by the construction sector and there to support the construction sector. So if that is a realistic plan, then we need the capacity to support that. So 5 years is what we're planning for. So we're seeking around £60 million a year for 5 years initially to fund our response.
Right. We'll have to leave it there, Andrew, but fascinating to talk to you, and hopefully you get that clearance to get into Gaza as soon as possible. Andrew Moore with the Halo Trust for us out of London. Thanks again.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.